Hey guys, Joshua Gundam here with another knockoff Gundam Msia review, and today I'm reviewing the Johnny Raiden knockoff Zaku 2. I got ordered these from Italy, and they come in this weird packaging right here, which has seen better days. This is the green version. I have 3 of them. You can see the background of the package uses the actual pictures of the real things. So what we're supposed to get is this, which I have right here. Let's see how it matches up. Well, that's quite a difference. Quite a difference indeed. Whereas the Johnny Raiden supposed to come with a giant, large bazooka, all this guy comes with is a regular bazooka. He doesn't come with a heat hawk or anything. And the bazooka is made out of a hard plastic that's not so flexible. The end is kind of blunt. The same for the back end. Check out the back of the figure. The backpack is different. This one is bigger, but also there's other things that are different about it. Just look at it. It's totally different. I think rather what we might have here is a Shin Matsunaga backpack instead. But either way, I've noticed small differences between these figures. Things that just don't make sense. Like on the green Zaku, it doesn't have the back leg thrusters. They're not there. They're just not there. But it's an exact mold of the figure. It's weird, you know, because these things were just copies of these. That's what they were. They were cheap copies, but they're not bad as far as knockoffs go. Like, they have joints and other things. I'll tell you more about that here in a minute. You can see there's no thrusters on this backpack. It has thrusters here and here, but there's a little nub here for one of these thrusters to go on it, because they just go on like that. They just get pushed on. The detail and the coloring is very different. There's no panel lining. The joints are made of a silver plastic, which looks really nice, but they're very, very weak. It's like having an MSIA made out of the MSIA durable plastic, but the joints are like model kit plastic. They snap. This guy was broken when I took him out of the box, and I glued his knee back together. So, you know, they're weak. It's for the best use of them, it's best to replace their joints with real MSIA joints. I did that with the blue one because he practically died during shipping with 5 broken joints. And I repaired him with Johnny Raiden version 1, not Japanese, of course, joints. Which made for a really nice figure in the end. Let's cover the articulation. Well, let's cover more of the oddities first. Oddity, the leg armor just flips up. It's not glued on, it just fits over this. So, you know, you're just like, you know, playing with it, and then woo! Yeah, it's weird. It's just kind of weird. So you can make him an R1 if you wanted, just by removing those. Another strange oddity is this shoulder. As you can see, this shoulder has no spikes. And so you're like, oh, so they put a Zaku 1 shoulder on it. Kind of. There's just one problem. You see this little design etched here? You can better see it because of the panel lining. It has that same design. The only Zaku MSIA that has that design is the Johnny Raiden design. Now there's a few recolors of Johnny Raiden, but so they would have the same. But officially, the Johnny Raiden is the only one that really has this little design here. That means that when they were making copies, someone cut these spikes off and then molded the shoulder. Why would you do that? I mean, it's cool. I got a variation here, but why would you do that? And it's that way on the other 2 knockoffs, the Black Tri-Stars version and the Shin Matsunaga version. I know, you're like, Black Tri-Star? That looks like the blue Tri-Stars to me. Yeah, pretty much. This is the high mobility complete line right here of the knockoffs. The Black Tri-Stars, Shin Matsunaga, and Johnny Raiden. Let's cover the articulation. Well, the articulation is pretty much the same, except that, you know, the hole isn't deep enough in the arms for these shoulders to stay on, and the shoulder nubs aren't deep enough. So I had to put a little super glue on and then, pull them out so that when I push them in, not glued, but, there's more friction there because they would just fall out. They have no insignias or anything. The joints aren't glued in, which means that you could just pull the joints out, which makes it easier for joint replacement. But I'm kind of afraid to show you the articulation lest something snap. So I'm not going to, because I don't want to replace his joints. He's just going to sit on my shelf and look gaudy or cool. I'm not sure which. But there you go. Same articulation as the MSA. Really, these are a good knockoff. But they're still a knockoff. They have their downsides, their weaknesses. But it's cool. It's kind of just a generic red. They also made a Char Zaku version of this that I don't have yet. One of these days I'll try and get my hands on one. But, the reds were just kind of so generic that they weren't high on my list. I was more interested in the green ones, the blue one, and the white one. Well, if you're looking for real Gundam MSA action figures, make sure to check out our store, Gundam Msia, your favorite arms dealer. There's a link down below. But down below I also have a email address for the guy that sells these. He's in Italy, so shipping is going to be a little bit, but he's a pretty good guy to work with. And it's pretty cool to have your hands on some customs, and who knows, it might actually be less for you than buying, the real thing, depending on what you want. And where else can you get the blue Tri-Stars? Okay, that's enough of that. Catch you guys later.